This video is made possible by our loyal Patreon supporters. Visit patreon.com/Psychetruth.
Hey, it's Yiana and welcome to my shoulder stand challenge video. Shoulder stands are great for circulating the blood because you're put in a position that is the opposite of what you're doing all day. It also calms the sympathetic nervous system, and it also is great for easing fatigue. Shoulder stand is a great way to work on engaging your bandhas in different postures, whether it's the chin lock, the abdominal lock, or the mula bandha, which is a lock at the base of the body, which can be really important in mental focus and helping with balance. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you haven't already, follow us on social media for tips, tutorials, giveaways, and daily inspiration. This video is just one video from my Advanced Flexibility series on the Yoga Plus app, where you can go to deepen your practice and learn more in-depth tutorials about different poses. So we'll start in Sukhasana, just an easy cross-legged position that's comfortable for you. Place the palms on your knees and close your eyes and just sit here and breathe for about 5 breaths. Arriving on your mat and in your body. And as you deepen your breath, begin to sink deeper into where you're rooted. And we'll take 2 more breaths to arrive. And on your next breath, gently flutter the eyes open and find your place on your hands and knees as we go through a couple of cat-cows to warm up the spine. On your inhale, you'll dip the abdomen, arch your back, draw the heart forward, and on your exhale, you'll round in, coming into cat. And we'll do this a few times. Feel free to add in any organic movement that you need, whatever feels right in your body. Just listen to that, whether it's going in little circles, maybe flipping the wrist a couple times. Just do whatever feels good. We'll do 2 more cat-cows. And on your next exhale, you'll tuck the toes, bringing your feet on the ground, hips up and back, coming into our first downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out the legs, warm up the hamstrings a bit. And we'll stay here for about 3 breaths. Once you feel ready, find stillness in your downward dog and just breathe. And on your next breath, lifting your right leg up into a 3-legged dog. We'll take 1 deep breath here with our leg lifted. And on your inhale, pull your right foot forward to land in between the palms, coming up into our high crescent lunge. Palms together, looking up at the sky. And 1 more breath right here. On your exhale, drop your left heel down so that it's parallel to the front and back of your mat, straightening your right leg and bringing it a little closer. Lift your arms up and out alongside you as we come into our triangle pose. And coming down into triangle, you can place your hand on your shin, on the floor, or you can grab a hold of your big toe, lifting your left arm up to the sky and gazing at your fingertips. We'll stay here for a few breaths. And from here, we'll transition to our half moon pose, placing the fingertips from your right hand on the ground, and slowly begin to turn your body to face the front of your mat, lifting our left leg up behind us And turning your body to face the left side with your left arm up. Whoop. And it's okay to fall a little bit. This is where our balance challenge comes in. So if you need to keep your gaze toward the floor, that's all right. But if you'd like more of a challenge, you can place more of your right hand on the floor and look up toward the left fingertips. And from there, we'll come back into a lunge, lifting up, looking at the fingertips. And on your exhale, plant the hands around the feet, coming back into our plank position and flowing through our chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog and exhale into our downward facing dog. And we'll just stay in downward dog for 2 breaths before moving on to the left side. And on your inhale, you'll raise the left leg, staying for 1 breath. And you'll pull it through, place it in between the palms, coming up into our high crescent lunge. And just 1 more breath here. And we'll move into triangle, pivoting your right foot parallel to the front and back of your mat and pulling it forward so there's only a couple feet in between the legs. Pulling your arms to the side and reaching down wherever feels comfortable to place your palm, whether that's your shin, your big toe, or the ground. Lifting the right arm and gazing at your right fingertips. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. And on your inhale, you'll pivot your right foot toward the front, placing your left hand on the ground, lifting your right foot and turning your body in to the right side, coming into our half moon pose. Maybe one side is different than the other. Maybe this side is easier to balance on. And we'll step back into our high crescent lunge, lifting our arms up, gazing at our fingertips. And we'll stay here for 1 more breath. And use your hands to frame the foot, stepping back into our plank and flowing through our vinyasa. Exhale back into your downward facing dog. Go ahead and lower your knees, taking a seated position. So before we get into shoulder stand, I just wanted to talk about a few things about the pose. Sometimes it can feel like a lot of pressure on the back side of your neck if this is a new pose for you. So if at any point you feel pressure on the bones of your cervical spine, which is right at the tip of your neck, please go ahead and come out of it. This is not a pose that you want to be uncomfortable in. So if you are feeling pressure in those bones on your neck, it's important to remember to engage your bandhas and the muscles in your core for stability, so it's a comfortable position to get to and you don't have that pressure on your neck. So the 3 bandhas that we'll be using in this pose and throughout your practice in general is Jalandhara Bandha, which is the chin lock onto the chest. Second one is Uddiyana Bandha, which is the abdominal lock, which is crucial in this posture to maintain balance. And the third one is Mula Bandha, which is the lock at the base of the body, which helps for overall focus. That helps you stay focused on balancing. So all these 3 are very important to get into shoulder stand comfortably. So from your seated position, find your way to lying down on your back on your mat. So from here, bend your knees at about a 90-degree angle and use your palms to work your way up your lower back to as low as you can get them to your upper back. And you want to make sure that your elbows are not
that much wider than forearms length apart. And you want to get your hips in line with the rest of your body, so it's a straight line from your neck to the tops of your feet. And you can play with flexing the feet or pointing them, whatever feels comfortable. And you should feel no pressure on the bones of your neck. This is a shoulder stand, so most of the weight should actually be in your shoulders. So we'll hold this for a few breaths. Engaging your bandhas for balance and stability. Now from here, you'll lower your feet to behind your head, bringing the tops of your toes to the floor behind you. As you extend your arms out and interlace your fingers behind your back, this is our halasana or plow pose. So you want this to be as straight as possible right here. And press your knuckles firmly into the mat behind you to get a nice shoulder stretch. And we'll stay here for a few more breaths. Keeping your bandhas engaged in your plow pose as well. And from here, you'll roll forward. You can place your hands on your back to guide you as you lower your back onto your mat. And land gently, protecting the spine. So from lying down, use your arms to guide you into a seated position as we prep for our counter posture to our shoulder stand, which is a seated forward fold or Paschimottanasana. So for this forward fold, you can place your hands wherever feels comfortable, whether that's the tops of your feet, sides of your feet, or your shins. I like to grab my big toes because it helps pull my body a little deeper. So you'll extend the spine on an inhale, and on your exhale, fold in. And you'll stay here for about 5 breaths. This can feel really good on the spine after your shoulder stand. And we'll take one more breath here. On your inhale, rise back up. And again, use your forearms to guide you back down as we come into our 2 closing postures. After work on the spine, twist can be really beneficial for the body after doing that work. So raising your right knee, use your left hand to guide it over to the left side of your body, coming into a twist. You might feel a little pops, which can be really relieving. We'll just sink into this pose for a few breaths. On your inhale, bring your body back into neutral, placing your right leg back down as you take the opposite leg and the opposite hand, guiding it over to the other side of your body. And just sink into this posture and breathe for 4 breaths. Bringing your body back into neutral. Before we go into our Shavasana, it can feel really good to come into Happy Baby after doing that spinal work. So bring your feet into your hands, and you can kind of rock side to side, giving your spine a nice massage. You can play with extending one leg, extending the other, maybe extending both, and rocking from side to side. Just for a couple more breaths. And on your next exhale, bringing your feet together and lowering back down as we enter into Shavasana. Your feet about hips width apart, letting them splay out to the sides, palms facing up, eyes closed. Letting go of breath control. Returning to the natural rhythm of your breath. Expressing gratitude to your body for the work that it's done. And you can stay in your Shavasana for however long you would like. If you're ready to come out, we'll just take a couple more breaths right here. On your inhale, point the toes and lift the arms up overhead, coming into a full body stretch. Expanding the abdomen and taking a full inhale. And letting it all go with an open mouth exhale. Bringing the knees into the body and using your arm as a pillow and rolling over onto one side. As you use the opposite arm to lift your body up into a seated position.
I hope this shoulder stand challenge was beneficial to you, and if there is another pose that you'd like to see, like maybe a headstand or a forearm stand, please let me know. Thank you so much for joining me on your mat today for this shoulder stand challenge. And close your eyes, bringing palms into Anjali Mudra at heart center, thanking your body for the work that it did today, and yourself. Gratitude to this practice and to each other. Namaste.
Introducing Yoga Plus, offering a free series every month with over 300 different videos. Take control of your health. Work out anytime, anywhere. Yoga Plus. Download now for free.